Gone are the days where you would spend hours messing around on your new game to find your favorite builds to use. A quick search on TikTok will find you the most OP meta for absolutely any game these days, which is fine, each to their own, but specifically with Helldivers 2, fans are getting sick of high-ranked players demanding that they only use the most OP builds if they want to play the game. A post is going viral online consisting of a strict set of rules you must conform to in order to be part of the Cool Kids Club, and if you don't follow these, you will be kicked. The rules consist of the following. If you use anything other than the right breaker gun, you will be kicked. If you use worthless, weak stratagems, you will be kicked. If you don't use the railgun or nade launcher, you guessed it, you'll be kicked. You must use a shield, and if you dare to use one of the K9 robots, you will be considered a noob. The post also claims that the autocannon is a complete waste of time due to the game armor not working. This rulebook was supposedly put in place by fans due to the need to set the standard for high rank play, also going on to say that you can use your silly builds and weak guns on your own or friends' time, and that if you seriously use anything other than the suggested build, you are trolling and should be kicked. Maybe we're getting old, but in a world full of gaming OP metas, sometimes it's refreshing seeing players come up with all different types of builds that aren't normally used. But thankfully, the community wasn't too keen on this unofficial rulebook, with many fans expressing their disappointment that this attitude is present among high-ranked players who are spoiling the fun for casual players. One Reddit user reposted the rule set, asking why are people like this, with a flood of many supportive comments rejecting the idea of an unofficial rule set. Another user commented, I don't know, but the fact that people can take such a fun game and then be this serious and mean about it just makes me sad, honestly. Considering the Helldivers 2 devs and CEO have been extremely vocal about making the game as fun as possible, even to the point of straight up refusing to add PvP elements to the game to avoid toxicity. This behavior kind of goes against everything the game stands for and is trying to promote. And in fairness, the hard work the devs put into building a positive community is paying off, as beautifully showcased by this tweet. Twitter user Action Xander tweeted this joke about their lack of knowledge with regards to armor-piercing rounds, and just how vital they are to take down the dreaded automatons. And Helldivers 2 fans jumped on this post, with one user commenting, are you questioning the democracy? If you were meant to have armor-piercing rounds, they would have given them to you on the first drop. And it seems the OG poster isn't the only one that's been oblivious to the armor-piercing rounds, as many others commented questioning if armor-piercing rounds even existed in the game. It's not all peace and love though, as some fans have taken to Reddit to label players traitors and cowards for using a particular strategy in Helldivers 2. Reddit user Mr. Tactician posted that if you use macros for your stratagems, you're a coward and a traitor. And considering the post has nearly 10k upvotes, it seems the community agrees with this statement. The user goes on to say that being under stress while trying to call in stratagems mid-combat is an intentional design choice to keep the game intense and engaging. Otherwise, they'd be like other games where they're just abilities on cooldowns, and you press a single button to activate them. Stop dishonoring Super Earth and play the game the democracy intended. This was met with some hilarious responses, with one of my personal faves being, they're not a coward, they're an automaton. For those that don't know, macros are basically shortcuts, allowing you to override the button combinations required to call in your stratagems. This is obviously a huge advantage, as speaking from personal experience, it's absolute chaos trying to input what feels like the most complex Tekken special move combo while the automatons are trying to end your life. A lot of the comments are trolling, poking fun at the situation, and are not to be taken seriously, which is honestly a reason why I love the community so much. They don't take themselves too serious, and the roleplay elements are hilarious. But there is actually some truth to this statement, no matter how tongue-in-cheek the post is. The button inputs are there for a reason, to force you to work under pressure to call in stratagems, adding a level of intensity that would be gone if you simply just had to push a button and wait for it to cool down. So by assigning macros to do the work for you, it is taking away one of the more creative design elements of the game. And that's what this game is all about, standing out from the others and simply being fun in a challenging way. The devs could have easily folded under the pressure initially from fans about adding a PvP mode, but decided to stick to their autocannons and deny the mode due to it potentially creating a toxic environment. Something really refreshing with the makers of the game is just how transparent they are, even telling fans not to buy the game just yet, as the servers were overloaded due to the sheer amount of players diving into Helldivers 2. And I have a bit of good news too, as the CEO of Arrowhead Game Studios just teased that we could be getting customization options in the game very soon. A fan tweeted asking if there's any chance that we could see color customization options for helmets, armors, and capes in the future, with the CEO responding that this matter was being discussed internally, meaning that it's already on their radar and could be implemented sooner rather than later. And I think small changes like this is the key to keeping Helldivers 2 relevant, as it doesn't really have much of an in-depth backstory, and to be completely honest, the experience is as good as you and your friends can make it, with the devs providing the sandbox for you to really make your own journey. With that in mind, community engagement is going to be essential to keep the game alive, as well documented throughout throughout history. I mean, even as recent as this year, take Power World for example. The game completely took over the gaming world due to filling a void that many frustrated Pokemon fans were begging for, shattering player records and becoming one of the quickest growing games of all time. But as quickly as this player base rose, it absolutely plummeted not long after, and it's because once the novelty of the game wore off, there wasn't really much left as the game didn't really have a backstory to keep you engaged. Now, before you pick up the pitchforks, I'm not saying this will be the case for Helldivers 2. It is a multiplayer loot and shooter after all, but in order for the game to still stay relevant for years to come, the community around the game is so important, which is why I personally hold so much hope for this game. The dev team is taking all the right steps to show that they're in it for the long haul, adding new features to the game to keep it exciting, and that they're not just around for a quick cash grab, they genuinely just wanted to make a fun game. What do you think? Is the community around Helldivers 2 vital to its success? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the Helldivers 2 content, go check out this video.